name on your profile, on your next to your picture and your name. I'm going to put some instructions inside of the chat. Take a look at those, and you'll see how you can change this. And as you notice, next to my name, next to Sylvia's, we have where we're calling in from. So I'm in Oceanside right now. Sylvia is my neighbor. She's right down the road in Vista. Today's session, how to stay connected in a disconnected world. As I've been mentioning, Sylvia Becker-Hill. She started her business in 1997 in Germany. She's an executive coach, coaching trainer, past ICF coaching mentor, past president of the ICF Chapter Germany. And this is one of the coolest things. She is the first German coach to be certified as a professional certified coach with the ICF. That's pretty cool. And she received from the ICF a leadership award for her contributions to the coaching industry in 2014, sparked by the pandemic and the lockdown lifestyle and some challenges to business. Sylvia sort of reemerged her artistic skills, and there's lots that you'll hear about her from her websites, and she's quite a wonderful artist. She's also certified in intentional creativity, Color of Woman teacher, and a certified Motherboard coach. And without further ado, will you welcome our presenter today, Sylvia Becker-Hill.
Thank you so much. I have goosebumps right now because I see more and more friends popping up here. And today it's all about connection. And for me, connection automatically has to do with community. And here are different circles today mingling. And I want you to know that everything I'm doing is very, very intentional. Intentional creativity is not just a art school from Shaila Sophia, my mentor. It's a way of living. And I do everything intentional, and I'm a brain nerd. So the big context nearly of everything I ask you to do is neuroscience. So when I ask, for example, to add your place to your name here inside the settings of Zoom, it has a neuroscience background, because we all live now in this virtual world. And for our brain, some of you maybe have heard of Zoom fatigue, Zoom exhaustion. For the brain, it is not easy to listen, to watch, and to create a real relationship with these two-dimensional frickling light bits here on the screen. It helps the brain to connect and remember your face, your voice, in itself by creating a geographical map where you are chiming in from. I know it's crazy, but it's just something here like Niels comes from Germany, and you can see in the background, it's already dark, so it's evening. So these are the little information which helps the brain to create this representation, create the map. This is why I ask you to use in the top right corner this three little dots, and you choose obviously to keep this in settings for Zoom for all your calls, because it helps you, those of you who are professional coaches, you want to be remembered. You never know, you meet a future client, a future new project owner, a boss, a spouse, a lover, a friend. You never know who you meet on Zoom, and it helps your real connection and real relationship building when you give people an information which has to do with place, with grounding. And this is why also for opening up our learning space here today, we will do in a few seconds here a very small physical grounding exercise. So what I'm presenting or pulling you through today is surfing. It's a big wave. It's a tour de force of multiple things. Rooted in neuroscience, swimming in the beautiful ocean of intentional creativity, sprinkled full of motherboard technology, a bit of somatic coaching, a bit of felt sense theory of focusing, which is a school of thoughts and coaching, and a tiny bit of old school stuff like transaction analysis, NLP. I'm just throwing here a few little nuggets for the coaches here so that you understand where I'm coming from. Having been in the coaching industry since now over 23 years, and being so passionate about it, I have more certifications than I can count. And yet I must tell you, thanks to the pandemic, my intentional creativity teacher certification, and now recently the Motherboard coach certification, and I will share the links to those towards the end so you can inquire about that. They are for me my most precious one, because they reconnected me with a teenage dream of mine to be and live as an artist, and all that you can read about on my webpage. When Michael said it's interactive, I want you to not get impatient when I talk a lot, because I will guide you first through an intense process. If you have questions, because as coaches, I know you are the participant, you are suffering through my instructions, but you are also the observer. You're also the coach who wants to know what she is doing, why is she doing that, and background things. So I invite you today here first to give yourself the permission to be fully participant. This here is not a coaching training to make you, better as a coach or give you a toolbox. This is in service of you, the human being, and your connectability. And so I invite you to follow along. It will be experiential for you, and not at the start a lot of interaction with me. So we will have at the very end time for a bit of Q&A, but the process is too important. I want you to go through. So it's more experiential than interactive. And we also will highly likely not have time to go into breakouts. And as a promise, if you have any unresolved things or open questions after we are finished, please reach out to me. I am available. I'm not a shot up guru queen who has you can email me or LinkedIn or Facebook. Please reach out. I want you to feel absolutely complete and your core questions answered. With that being said, let's use somatic coaching. Let's use our body to arrive here in the moment and be present. And I do this in a very fun, simple way, which you can use whenever you go onto Zoom, either before when you are not the host, or you use it when you are with other people. And it's meant to balance your brain hemispheres, to wake you up if you're tired, to make you present in the here and now, and to ground you. And I invented it myself, mixing things from different sources, and I call it the happy three. What do I call it? The happy three, because we are doing everything 3 times and we are counting 1, 2, 3. Very easy. I always make it once as a demonstration, and then you follow along. The first movement is we are clapping our hands. So get ready to clap your hands 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Do it. 1, 2, 3. Now with your hands, we cross the hands, which is important for the brain hemispheres, and we tap 3 times on our shoulders. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you make these claws and you go on top of your head, and we activate both brain hemispheres. 1, 2, 3. Do it too. 1, 2, 3. And now for the grounding, and this is hard for me to show, literally I'm sitting on a chair. Michael, you can do it standing, and I think Chad, you too. We will stomp with both feet, lifting our knees 3 times, and you two guys standing, we will see you jumping 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So stop. 1, 2, 3. And the last we do is happily, we are throwing literally our arms in a V kind of shape into the sky, and we look up 3 times. Please be responsible. Don't hurt your shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Do it too. 1, 2, 3. And then close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. And just check in with your body. When I do this happy 3 run through, I feel right now a bit of tickling in the back of my throat. I feel energy, like a sparkling kind of inner tickling on the top of my head and running down my back. And my soles are activated and more firmly grounded on the floor beneath my desk. It's just a beautiful exercise, especially when you are spending several hours on Zoom. I need that. Okay. Let's see. Yes, you look more awake and you look more awake. Awesome. Okay, let's get here into our beautiful topic of today. You need multiple pieces of paper. I will demonstrate most of it here on my easel, but for you, just simple blank paper, notebook, or printing paper is fine. We will have one piece of paper where we collect the insights, where most of the writing will happen. I call it the insight poster. So just take one piece of paper and call it your insight poster. And then we will use other pieces of paper for the processes I'm guiding you through. So the first thing, what we are doing now is a process where I will, by the way, very gently introduce you tools from intentional creativity and motherboard technology, which is, to make it very simple, we are using visualization to help our brains make insights and shifts, which we coaches are all about, in a lasting, sustainable manner. This is why I'm so excited about these certifications, because even when I started my business in 1997, I always claimed that sustainability is one of my core business values. I don't want clients to get addicted to coaching or needing me for the rest of their life. I want changes that last. And I assume every good coach has that as an ethical goal. And sadly, when life gets stressful, and hello, in the pandemic, we all are under heightened stress, changes have often the tendency under stress that they revert back, that we regress in our evolution, in our growth. So the little tricks and things we're doing here today, using visualization, using from the Motherboard technology, a tool I will guide you through, where we literally do doodling with our hands without dominating the movements, are tools which help to balance our brain hemispheres in such a way that you get access to your emotions, to your subconscious mind. You balance the dominance of the rational left brain hemisphere and get access to your subconsciousness and intuition. So everything we are doing here is easy, it's playful, and yet will have a deep, lasting effect on your brain. So to connect us with the overall topic of connection, I want you first to draw. And when I say draw, please don't think it's about pretty pictures. We are not producing art you will sell. We are not producing images you need to be proud about because they look like something in nature. When I ask you to draw your body, I mean it symbolically. So I draw it here now, something simple, looks more like a gingerbread stick figure. So draw a symbolization, some kind of stick figure for your body. Doesn't need to look pretty, perfect. It's just a stick figure. And if you hear already a voice in your mind, I have one, I put this way too high, I needed a bit more space above. Yeah, if you hear the critic saying, oh, this is too slim, too fat, too quirky, too whatever, lovingly say, thank you, I hear you, and I choose to follow the process. Because for some people, depending what your childhood experience at school was, in art school or so, simply drawing a gingerbread figure can trigger anxiety. So be gentle with yourself. So my first question, this is something Michael will also put into the chat box for those who want to read the question too. When we discuss something, we need to make sure we all know what we are talking about. So we are talking today about being connected. And for me, talking about anything without including the wisdom of our body is like only one side of the coin. So my first question, and this is something for you to feel inside yourself, how does being connected feel inside your body? Where and how does that show up? to make you feel that, I invite you to remember a moment. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, a moment where you felt whatever you define as being connected. Maybe it was being connected in the moment with what was going on, or being connected with someone else, or being connected inside your own body. Just remember a moment when you truly felt connected, whatever that means for you. And when you are able to feel that sensation, being connected, sense where that feeling of connection is residing inside your body. Feel, where is that? Is that something in your chest or belly? Is it everywhere? And when I give examples of what I'm experiencing, that doesn't mean you experience it the same way. I'm just sharing my examples to give you pointers. High likely you will experience it completely different. So I remember a beautiful moment a few days ago with my family in the kitchen, sitting around the table, and my younger son, he's a goofball, he made one of his jokes, and we all were laughing, and I felt so beautifully connected with them. So when I feel that being connected, I have the sense it's in my whole body, and it radiates out a bit like a bubble. So when you can sense how your form of being connecting feels and where it is, you choose a different color from how you drew your body, your ginger figure. I use pink. I love pink for connected. And for me, because I felt it around my body and in my whole body, I draw it like this, like a kind of field. But yours probably feels different. What I also sense when I remember this situation with my family, I feel warmth in my chest around my heart area. So I draw a heart and a bit of warmth around it. So this is my image for feeling connected. And yours looks high likely very different. And if you're done, if you like to show it, so Michael, maybe sometimes you can even take screenshots. So I have it here on my easel. I can't hold up my piece of paper. So those of you who found and you could feel the sensation of being connected, just hold it up. This is so beautiful to see. So I see chest and belly. There's a radiation also from heart and around the body. I see something, yes, chest, throat. There's a belly, a sun in the belly. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Look around. You can see, ooh, there's something in the left hand, right? Another is it the left hand? Awesome. And there's Susan with something in the throat chakra. Yes, Karen, lower chakra. Beautiful. There's Jackie in the head. So you see this, the sensation of being connected is a unique experience, and it happens inside the body. This is so crucial also for you as coaches. Check in with your clients when you talk about an important topic. Are you talking about the same thing? Because when we don't involve the body and stay just talking from head to head, we miss half of the realm of the reality it's happening in. So now, and please forgive me for making you feel a bit uncomfortable deliberately for a few moments. In order to distinguish it, we need also to know how does it feel and where does it show up in our body when we are not connected. So shake yourself, shake the beautiful sensation of being connected out of your body. And now remember a moment, maybe I have one last week, a misunderstanding led to a bit of a conflict with someone close to my heart. So remember a moment where you felt a disconnect from a person, from yourself. Maybe you watched the news and there was something disturbing, you felt connected from the world. Remember a moment where you, in your understanding, felt disconnected. Remember that. Allow yourself a few breaths to really, really feel it. And locate where that sits in the body, how it feels. Choose a different color for that. And because for me, it also comes with a bad taste, I realize, in my mouth. I'm using here a bit of a weird, strange green. It's still too beautiful. I wish I had an ugly green, but there is no ugly green. So for me, interestingly, it was a weird taste on my tongue. So I make it here on my tongue and in my solar plexus, like a hole, and everything, like my energy was sucked into the hole. Quite yucky. Ugh. And I feel nearly a bit nauseatic just fully feeling it. So only feel that as long as you need to be clear. How does it feel? Where does it show up? And please draw it also in your body. Shake yourself again. We don't want to stay in the disconnect. And yet it's a brain training and a training in the so-called felt sense and somatic localization in your body. Please, for about a minute, train yourself to switch between the two states so that you really become crystal clear aware for the next steps of our process. How does it feel in my body when I feel connected? How does it feel when I'm disconnected? So for about a minute, I will count the time. You can close your eyes and allow yourself to switch between both sensations, but please end on feeling connected. And I do that too. Go. And come to an end. Make sure you are ending on feeling connected. And I use the time of you having your eyes closed to quickly turn my easel poster and quickly draw my mannequin again. So 1 second, because I need a bit more space. So you have your inside poster, you have your body, and you have your symbol of how it feels when you feel connected and how it feels and where it is located when you feel disconnected. In the invitation to this meeting today, we promised you to understand what our brain is wired as a natural response to the pandemic. So this is a mini intellectual input before we go into the next process. The brain we have right now has as a model a certain age. Just to understand the concept of model of the brain, if you have a phone, a smartphone close by, please hold it up. And no worries, it's no judgment on brands or so. So what we have here is a so-called smartphone, right? And some people, or most of us, upgrade their phones every few years. Yeah, those who are addicted to certain brands do it every year. Some others, more reasonable people, maybe every 3 or 4 years. But what have you experienced? Maybe some of you, I did in the past, because I was one of those, I don't like to change technical equipment because there's for me always a loss of data, always a loss of some photos. There's always a relearning curve. So I hold on to my old phones as long as possible. But what happens when we are resisting the upgrade to a newer model too long? What happens? Who knows what I'm talking about and would like to say it? Then unmute yourself. What happens if we wait too long? Or I was at the start with a smartphone, I was so scared when you get these messages, upgrade your software, your operating system, and I was resisting to do that. What happens when you not even needing to change the whole phone, but you need to do some upgrade of software and you refuse to do that? What happens?
It won't hold a charge anymore.
They hold the charge any longer. Yeah, that's a variation. Yeah.
Some of the
Yes.
applications stop working. Your apps stop working.
A lot of things stop working. And why? Is it really that this thing is too old? I mean, I have heard, I can't prove it, but several people, or my husband likes to point this out, that there is more computer power and technology in my phone than NASA had on the first flight to the moon. I mean, it's hard for me to even understand that, how that is possible. Please make sure there's background noise. So when this is so powerful, why does it need an update? Why can we not have this amazing instrument for more years? What forces that change? What forces that upgrade?
Technology.
Yes, yes, and what in
Planned
the
obsolescence.
technology? Chet, sorry?
Planned obsolescence. It's built in to the phones, everything, cars, they have a certain lifetime, and then the company.
Yeah, this is like the meme story that the producers of every technology create something in there where they are forced to buy the newer one. No, my point I tried to elicit here, and I just tell you, I'm sorry it didn't work, is the environment changes. The environment changes, and apps which were functioning, or software which was functioning for the old environment suddenly is not any longer compatible in the new one. I had some apps I had paid for on my older phone, and on the new phone, because the whole software has changed, some of my old apps I paid for, I was really pissed, don't work any longer. So why do I talk about this? It's not about the phone. It's about understanding that when environment changes, the model of something needs an upgrade. We live in the year 2021. Now guess how old, from which year, the model of our beloved brain is. Who knows that? Who knows? Little lipstick. How old is our brain? Yes, Scott.
Usually from about 5 or 6 years old.
This is your individual brain, how it's wired. There's a certain school who says that. Scott, I don't like to oppose people so drastically, but in this case I have to, Scott. This is not the answer, and it's also, according to neuroscience, not any longer correct. Our brain is not the 6-year-old brain. No, the model of the brain.
10,000-year-old brain, I'd say.
Chet, say it again.
About a 10,000-year-old model is what we have.
Better, but it's even older. It's even older. So the model of our brain we currently carry in our scalp is 25,000 years old. In the last 25,000 years, the model of our brain has not changed much. So this is why I talked about the phones. When environment changes, things need upgrade. Well, evolution, evolution goes on for millions of years, has a different sense of time. So just in our lifetime, technology has changed the environment we live in such a way, to such a speed, that when you compare our timeline of technological evolution and the timeline of a brain model updating, it's completely it's like two different worlds, two different planets. And this is crucial to understand. How is our brain operating or reacting to the current situation of a pandemic? It is reacting to the 2020 and 2021 pandemic situation with design principles of a model which is 25,000 years old. I hope you will take a bit of kindness and compassion from that information about yourself. Because yes, we live in 2021, but we react often out of that wiring and design, which is 25,000 years old. So I give you now 2-3 design principles, which obviously don't only fit to our context here of connection, but you can translate into all areas of your life. So the first one I demonstrate to you, everyone, imagine that your desk or table you have in front of you is in the kitchen, your stove, and your stove is on. Please, or everyone, raise your hand. Imagine, look down, this is your stove in front of you and it's hot. Everyone, put your hand on your hot stove and see what happens. What happens? Nano, what happens? It's you're screaming, but you're keeping your hand on the stove. Do you still have your hand on your stove? Who has still their hand on the stove? Anyone? Anyone burning, blisters? No? So this is the thing. None of us keeps the hand. I mean, just for demonstration purposes here, and you are responsible for your health and your body. Please put your hand on your imaginary stove and push and push and push. No one waits there burning, watching the blisters pop up and the pain exploding in the brain. No one does that, right? So we all, hot. Seriously, please do this 3-4 times. I know it's funny, but this is a deep wisdom here. Hot. When things hurt, the brain is wired by evolution to protect you from the pain. So you shy away, you retreat, you pull back, you avoid to touch the hot stove. Do I see here in some eyes some light bulbs going on? Our brain, committed to our survival, will avoid the pain. What does that have to do with the pandemic and connectability? Now, let's allow ourselves here a safe space for a bit of honesty and vulnerability. I would like to see hands up. Who of you, because of the pandemic, I mean, there are other things in our life which can be challenging too, but let's focus on the pandemic. Who has lost someone or something because of the pandemic? It could be, which is the worst, lives of loved ones. It could be money, it could be clients, it could be jobs, it could be safety, it could be night's sleep, it could be health, it could be an outlook into the world, it could be trust, it could be projects, it could be lifestyle, it could be connections, it could be relationships. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I assume that everyone on the whole world, because of the pandemic, has experienced loss, tremendous loss in the last 12 months. Let's take a deep breath. Let's acknowledge that. Loss is painful. What does our brain do? Wired to, it's hot, to take the hand away from the pain. Our brain is wired to protect us from pain. So we are not naturally having an incline to go into the pain and feel through it. The brain makes us shy away. And we all have certain strategies how to deal with that. I gained a lot of weight in the pandemic because sugar is one of my strategies how to numb pain or to distract from pain or not feel the loss. I'm honest about it. I didn't know my body can gain so much weight in such a short amount of time. Over 30 pounds. I'm working on it. I'm already down 11, but hello, the first months last year, oh my gosh, yeah. So our brain is wired to avoid the pain. So the pain makes us retreat. So that's one wiring of the brain. So the other design principle of the brain is, and that shows up slightly, there's a tendency to show up slightly different between the genders. And living, I'm happy about that, in a time where gender is not any longer a polarity between men and women, but a continuum of gender identification choices. When I speak now in, men or women, I apologize. It's just make language-wise it easier. There's another design principle where to survive throughout evolution of humanity and the history, there is a tendency that most of us have the strong belief we need to be part of a tribe. We need to be part of a group which lives together 25,000 years ago in the cave, a family, a tribe, and that togetherness, that connection protects us from the saber-toothed tiger outside the cave. That is the other wiring. There is slightly, and there's debate, in different schools where there are some schools which say that because of the work division of women looking after the young children have a stronger sense under stress to look for community, to look for their circle, and men, because of the hunting past, have a stronger tendency to retreat and go into their individual man's cave. It's still debated. So, and for me, the point is not today here about gender differences. The point is the brain has design principles, and connection, being in connection, is a human inherent need, which is literally hardwired in our brain. So again, I hope you can use this information to give yourself lots of kindness and compassion, because now we have literally a conflict in our own brain. On one hand, the brain wants to retreat, wants to pull away from all the painful things we see on the news, we see in our neighborhoods, we see in our own lives, we experience, we feel in ourselves. On one hand, the brain wants to disconnect from everything and everyone, to retreat, to avoid the pain. But on the other hand, same organ in us has the principle connection. Under danger, under threat, hello, global pandemic, connection is what we need right now. And so now, and sense this in your body, and if you like, follow me, it's like a push-pull. We are leaning in, we have connection, I need connection to feel safe. Oh God, I have to avoid to feel anything. I need to avoid the pain, I need to avoid the loss, but I need connection. So it's a push-pull. It's a back and forth, it's an inner conflict, which creates tension in ourselves, starting in the brain, but ultimately in our body. The body is a battlefield of dissonance, disconnection, of struggles in the brain. So a lot of somatization, a lot of struggles in the last 12 months, drugs, alcohol, depression, anxiety attacks are a result that we are not really clear, the brain is not clear what to do, because there's so much grief, so much loss, so much to avoid, to feel, to retreat, but so much desire for connection, to feel safe and connected and be part of the family in the cave, to be close together. And we want hugs, but we can't hug, and we want to kiss, but you have to wear masks. This is huge. I want you all to understand that whatever you are going through individually, you are not alone. It's not your fault. It's literally an effect of the brain's wiring. And I will guide you now through a lovely visual process where I hope, and I'm always cautious with the word healing, because as a coach, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. So I would never say, I heal you or the technology heals you. But my hope is that what I'm guiding you through helps you inside your own brain and body to experience inside you some healing effects. And when I say healing, getting out of this cuckoo-making dissonance and tension and disconnect into inner alignment, into inner connection, which for me is a healing experience. I hope I positioned that here correctly so that no one attacks me for not being a doctor or a therapist. I said that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not healing you. I'm just offering you a process with the hope that you can, by going through the process, experience inside yourself some healing effects. Are we good? All with me? Ready for the next step? Some thumbs up? Awesome. So I recreated my gingerbread lady, stick figure man. Now we are going into what we announced. Thank you, Mani. I see your thumbs up. For everyone who is not on video, you have on the bottom a button called reactions. And there are thumbs up or downs and hearts and little celebrations. I love those. Thank you, Dania. I see your thumbs up. Awesome. Laurie, yes, yes, yes. Yes. Hey, yes, thank you, thank you. That is nice feedback for me as a facilitator to know that I'm going in the right direction and you are with me. Connection, it's all about connection, and Zoom does really an amazing job to help us staying connected. So we also shared here, the ICF team and I, that we want you to be able to leave empowered to connect with the 3 circles of connection or connectability. So we will draw them on the inside poster, and then we use other pieces of paper for the real process. But first, let's draw the circles. You choose if every circle has a different color, and then you color coordinate your process color with that, or you make the same color. You choose. Because I see that some colors are hard to see, I stay with the black just for visibility issues. I invite you to play with more colors because the brain loves colors. Seriously, the brain, especially the right brain hemispheres, wakes up with more colors. And even without over-interpreting here any meaning into a color, different colors for your soul, for your subconscious mind, have a different energy and connotation and meaning. So I invite you to use as many different colors as you feel intuitively called. I stay with the black so you can see what I'm doing. So we have here our figure. The first process will be the connection. The first circle of connection is with ourselves. So draw a circle. My one is honoring Easter. It's more like an Easter egg. So make a first circle, and the first circle you write on the inside, this is a circle of connection with myself. And then you make
Sylvia, are the circles going to keep getting bigger? Because I made my guy really big and I don't have room for those circles. I can redo my, but I can redo my guy if you need big circles.
Yes, there will be 2 more circles. This is why I had to change to Milo.
I may not be alone, so I thought I'd interject.
It was my fault. I made the example too big. Yeah,
I
didn't train it and didn't prepare it. I like to do it live, and I'm owning it. What I'm doing here with you all, I would love later through Facebook or whatever, give me some feedback, because the whole process here is a premiere. You are here at a premiere without a red carpet, but you are experiencing something which the world has never seen before. Yay! It's like the big Hollywood event organized by the ICF in Orange County. This model is born out of the invitation to serve you. So it's a co-creation from your field and mine. So first circle, myself. Then we have the second circle, and you go as big as your piece of paper allows. The next circle will be others. And others means literally a lot of other, and I will give some instructions which Michael will also post, but let's draw them first. So we have myself, others, and then the third one, where my poster is also nearly too small. So the third one, you probably already know it, is the world, like the big, big world. And spontaneously, before even going into the details, and Michael will copy paste number 13 from our sheet, spontaneously, what feels the most difficult for you to stay connected with? A, yourself, B, with others, or C, the world. Just put in the chat box A, B, or C. A, B, or C. What's for you spontaneously, without overthinking it, what's the most difficult? Yourself, others, or the world at large?
Sylvia, can I ask a question?
Sure.
I just wanted to know, when you say what is...
You're breaking up. What is what?
It's more difficult to experience connection, or what rating?
I repeat your question to make sure I understood it correctly. You are asking if I mean what's the most difficult in these three circles from my side to feel connected with. Was that?
Is that what you're asking
Yes.
us to do?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
What you sense is in your everyday life for you the most difficult circle, and maybe there is none, maybe it could be all three, but most people have one circle in particular where it's difficult for them, and I will give you in a few seconds also example what this could be, but this is just the first spontaneous, so I see here in the moment it looks like most are saying C. I see a few A and B's, but most, yeah, A, B, B. Now we should have made a poll to see the numbers, but from my quick counting, I see more C's. Michael, if you are able to count them quickly, you can give us in a few minutes the result. But what is interesting, you can, when you look, or everyone, you can scroll the chat, all three circles are showing up. For us humans, there's always, and this depends on your personality, if you are extrovert, introvert, if that is even something which really exists. There are different schools who even say this dichotomy is wrong, but depending how you grew up, your cultural background, what your beliefs are, different circles are more of a challenge for different people. So now I want you to go a bit deeper and I will guide you. What we need now for the next step is, and I do it slowly, and if you sense I'm too fast, you can already, like, if you want me to slow down, you all just wave, because now it gets a tiny bit complicated from my side. So let me take a deep breath and a sip of water. Because with every premiere is the excitement to do something I only have tried with myself. And that worked. So if it doesn't work, I blame you. No, I'm just kidding. So we need now 3 different pieces of paper, obviously for each circle. And you can, if you want to make it easy that you are not messing with the 3 papers, and I will do this too. I've switched now because this is my big poster. I switch also to 3 small pieces of paper, and I write in the top corner, you could write circle of myself, or you write A, B, and C. Just make sure you have 3 pieces of paper, and they say A, circle of myself, B, circle of others, and C, circle for the world. So we have them prepared and we work one by one through them with a beautiful shifting process. Ready, everyone? Thumbs up. Okay. So first I will ask you, and Michael, you put into the box number 14, we go from one circle to the next. We start with the internal one. We start with the circle body, so your first piece of paper. First think, with what are you seeking to reconnect within the circle of yourself? Is it your body, soul, purpose, inner peace, power? Maybe it's your enthusiasm for your business or joyful life in the middle of a pandemic. Or is it something else, or even multiple things? There is no wrong answer. Just ask yourself, what are the different things you would like in the circle of self to reconnect with? And when you are clear about that, choose a color. Maybe it's the same color you had for the circle of yourself. I'm going now intuitively somehow for blue. Don't know why, it's normally not my favorite color. When you're clear with what you want to reconnect with, you take your piece of paper, the A, and you write in the middle. Can be big. No one else needs to be able to read this. You write the sentence, my intention is to reconnect and I should stay with black always because you can't read my blue. My intention is to reconnect, and in my case, it is my body. My intention is to reconnect with my body. Ooh, and it comes up in me, and movement, because I'm so living stiff at my desk, I hardly move. So that is my intention, because I literally feel I lost the connection to my body and movement the last 12 months. So you write on the whole piece of paper your intention with what you want to reconnect. This is a start of everything we do in intentional creativity. And now, yes, Laurie, you have a question? If you have several things, you can write several things.
I'm just mindful of time. I think we only have a few minutes left, so I just
No,
wanted-
it's 90 minutes, the whole workshop.
Oh, okay. Then I got it wrong.
Thank you, Laurie. That would be horrible otherwise.
Yeah,
No.
my fault.
No worries. We get through it. Yeah. So, and if you have several things, you can write down several things. And I also invite you to stay as focused as you can, because then you can go deeper if the things are very different. If it's like, money, body, if it's too many different things, I would not do one process. So now, and I go back to black or a darker color, so it's easier for you. What we are using now, it comes from the so-called motherboard technology I learned from my mentor, Sophia. Who of you remembers when you were teenagers and we had these old kind of phones where there was a cable at the big heavy body of the phone, and then the receiver was connected with a cable to the big thing. And as a teenager, you dragged it out of the hallway where the family could listen to you, and you dragged the thing as long the cable was trying to get into your room to close the door. And then you were telephoning for hours as a teenager with a person you had a crush on, and then you had a piece of paper somewhere and you made these cool little doodling drawings and little crickle crackle, as we say in German. Who remembers? Who of you did that? Who of you did these beautiful, beautiful meandering drawings? Yes. Who of you did that as school on your school books or school exercise books, and teachers didn't like that and told you, stop messing around with your paper, stop making here a mess, stop crickle crackling. In Germany we get like, stop the crickle crackle. Crickle crackle. Some people call it doodling. The technical term of the technique we are using is metacognitive drawing. As a coach, you have heard about meta-communication, which is communication about the quality of communication you have with another human being. Metacognitive drawing is what we are going to do, and I will demonstrate it first. In a few seconds, you will put a pen with the color of your choosing on the paper of your intention. You hold the intention with what you want to reconnect in your mind. And then for a minute, I will time you, you allow the pen to the marker to doodle along, to move on the paper without dominating. This is crucial, without dominating the movement. Dominance comes from the left brain hemisphere. If you don't dominate the movement, it activates your right brain hemisphere. And you will see when I guide you through the next steps, you will receive astounding answers. So please choose a pen, a color of whatever, put it down. And when I say go, you have a minute to meander on this piece of paper and hold the intention of what you want to reconnect with, and go. Keep breathing. Keep swirling. Hold your intention. and come to an end with the doodling, I will ask you a question and you allow whatever spontaneously wants to come into your awareness to come up. The question is, you ask yourself, what am I avoiding to feel regarding this intention? I repeat, don't overthink it, just let it come up. What am I avoiding to feel regarding this intention? And then you, maybe in my case, the word grief came up, grief. You can write the word, whatever it is, on the piece of paper. And now what you do is, for 30 seconds, you will feel the answer, what just came up, what you're avoiding to feel, and you embellish. Embellish means you decorate, you fill in with color, or you make little hearts, or little dots, or little swirls, while you feel what the answer was to the question. What am I avoiding to feel regarding my intention? Danny, you have a question, you look like? Nothing came as an answer? If nothing came as an answer to the question, what are you avoiding to feel regarding your intention? Hold the question and keep embellishing your doodle. Like filling out the spaces, but someone else might make nice rays, or you make beautiful little dots, or you make little flowers. Embellishing means, again, without dominating the movement of your hand, you follow your pen, you have 10 more seconds, and time, and time. Take a deep breath. Now we go to our inside poster and write down whatever you discovered. In the circle of reconnecting with myself, you had set an intention with what you wanted to connect, and write whatever insight you got. Maybe you had an insight that it's something different you want to connect with. Maybe you had an insight in what is standing in your way. What are you avoiding to feel? Remember, I'm trying here to support you to override your brain's tendency to retreat, to not to connect, to not feel the pain, the negative, uncomfortable things. And I delete the word negative, the uncomfortable things. Write your insights in the circle of myself. And if you have something visual, like from the embellishment, I realized for me somehow flowers came up as important, so you can also draw. The key is don't overthink it. Don't let the intellectual left brain hemisphere take over. Stay in the flow of things. And when you're done writing down your insights in your first circle, raise a pen or your piece of paper so I know you're ready to go to the next one. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, a few more hands. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. So now we do the same process. We go to the next piece of paper, which is others. And here, this is number 15, Michael, to put into the chat box. First, when you look now at the blank piece of paper for B, the circle of others, ask yourself, with whom am I seeking to reconnect within the circle of others? Is it my spouse, family, clients, partners, peers, organizations? Is it something else? It could be even a thing. Yeah, maybe for some of you it's money. For me, money came just up when I started talking. Is it multiple things? Choose whatever it is you want to reconnect with, and then we do the same process. You write down on the piece of paper in the middle in big letters, my intention is to reconnect with, and then you write which person or group it is. In my case, it came up with money, okay? Money is my other. Please hold up your piece of paper so I know we all are in sync and you're ready for 1 minute of doodling, of metacognitive drawing. Keep holding up your piece of paper so we know when we all are ready. Okay, I see some hands. I see some still writing. Make the intention not too complex. Yes, thumbs up, awesome. So again, you choose a color, don't overthink it. Key is when the pen touches the piece of paper that you are not leaving the paper, that you're not dominating it. Maybe this metacognitive drawing looks like the one before. Maybe it looks completely different. Don't overthink it. Just let it flow. And we go for another minute. We enjoy another minute. Next circle, we go a bit shorter. Okay, go and enjoy. Hold the intention in your space. Keep breathing, keep flowing. 10 more seconds. And time. And like before, the question now is, and allow the answer to bubble up in you, what am I resisting regarding this intention to feel? What am I resisting here to feel when it comes to this intention? Whatever it is you come up with, write it down. Maybe it's one word, maybe it's a sentence. And then you use, and I give you 30 seconds to feel. And for some of you, maybe you need to go back later after our call and feel deeper. We just here as a group don't have the time because sometimes it can take minutes or an hour to fully feel through something. Allow yourself, whatever the answer is, to feel into it while, again, embellish what you just draw. Embellish the doodle by making stars, by making flowers, hearts, filling out the little spaces you created. Don't overthink it. You have another 20 seconds to just embellish and feel the answer you just heard or felt. Feel it. Breathe. Breathe. 10 more seconds. And time. Take a deep breath, close your eyes to integrate what you just experienced, and then turn again to your big insight poster and write down what are the insights? What did you discover? What has shifted? And write into the second circle, what did you discover? If you have a color which is meaningful or a symbol, write that into it too. And when you're done, you hold just up your metacognitive drawing or a pen that I know you're ready. We are here working through circle 2. These are the others. I see some thumbs up. I see some posters. Okay. Everyone else, please come to an end. You will always have the recording to come back here. You can go through the whole process more slowly on your own time, because the feeling aspect can take minutes, or sometimes if it's big, hours. I know I will go back. I have a bit of an embarrassing realization around the money. What I'm resisting to feel is responsibility. Ouch. That was not an answer I wanted to hear, and I will need time to feel into that. So we go now. Thank you, Nano. Thumbs up, yeah. So let's go to the final circle, our third one, the world. Third piece of paper. And again, now here, Michael, again, you would copy paste number 15. The first question is, with whom or what are you seeking to reconnect within the circle of world? Is it the local community? Is it national politics? Is it global topics? Maybe it's a major group of people defined, for example, by gender or race, yeah, especially United States. This is a very current topic here right now. Or is it planet Earth? Is it nature? Is it life itself? If you are religious or you are spiritual, maybe it's God or the divine or something else, or multiple things. When it comes to the third circle of connection, the world, what is your intention? With what would you like to reconnect? And then take again your third piece of paper, write in big letters down, my intention is, hold it up when you are ready. So I know you're ready to move forward. My intention is to reconnect. That's interesting. For me, it comes up Germany. I have to, wow, where's that coming from? My intention is to reconnect XYZ. You write this down. Choose a new color. Show me your pen so that I know you're ready to do a metacognitive drawing. And this time I give you around 40 seconds just to save us a bit time here for our process, and go. Keep breathing. Stop dominating the movement. Keep breathing. 10 more seconds. And time. Finish your doodling, your metacognitive drawing, and allow the answer to the following question to arise again. What am I resisting to feel regarding this intention to reconnect with whatever it is in your case? What am I resisting here to feel? Allow whatever comes up to come up. Write down that word, whatever just came up, telling you what it is. And then allow yourself again for 30 seconds to feel what you were resisting to feel while you embellish your metacognitive drawing. Feel what you're avoiding to feel and embellish your metacognitive drawing. Feel, embellish, breathe. 5 more seconds. And time. For the last time, go back to your inside poster, to your big third circle about the world. Write in what you found out. Any insights you had, maybe the thing you needed to feel, which you were avoiding in the past. And if there's any color or symbol important, write that down too, knowing that you can come back to the replay or to your own notes and can feel more and deeper and hold it up when you're ready. Excellent, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, awesome. I see some transformative masterpieces here being held up. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Before we go into the harvesting and opening up here to what you experienced and what you take away, I want to do a beautiful integrative mini meditation, which I call an expansion meditation. There are different schools, different books. Michael will give us towards the end copy paste in here. These are the book recommendations, Michael, in number 21. So if you want some inspiration about meditation or expansion exercises, you will see in our chat box 3 links. And before we leave, we will also remind you to save the chat from today for yourself on your own computer so you are not losing them. So for the integration purposes, please make sure you are sitting comfortably, you are sitting straight. You can lean back, but not hunch, please. Stay in a straight posture. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. If you like, you can have your hands gently on your thighs, on your knees, just gently sitting somewhere so that they are not cramping and your shoulders can relax. Some people, especially sitting at a desk, you need to pull up your shoulders and drop them to be able to relax them. So one beautiful way of expanding yourself and integrating the 3 circles we explored is the following. Take your full attention inside yourself and imagine that whatever you are, you don't need to understand it intellectually. You fill your whole body from the inside with yourself. You can use your beautiful breath to gently, literally move with your breath yourself from the inside into your arms, into your legs, to your whole torso, like into the last beautiful corners and spaces of your beloved body. And then again, use the power of your breath and your imagination. When you sense your whole body is filled with you, you move outside of your body. You expand in all directions. You expand to the front, back, top, bottom, left and right, and fill the whole room you're sitting in. Allow yourself to expand and fill the room you are in. And now, again, with your imagination and the help of your breath, you gently expand even further. You expand into all directions, including everything and everyone, the house you're in, the neighborhood, the local town or city. You just keep expanding yourself in all directions. You go further and further. You breathe and you expand and you come to the borders of your county, country, maybe even continent, and you keep expanding, you keep expanding. The key is to allow yourself to do it without effort. This might be for some of you a challenge, yet I invite you to expand even further to include the whole globe, the whole earth, the whole world, and everyone and everything in it, and take out the effort, drop the effort of your own expansion. And for those adventurous spirits here among us, allow yourself to expand even more beyond planet Earth. Expand into our beautiful solar system and include everything, the moon, the other planets, even our beautiful sun, expand, expand, and include everything and everyone. Expand, expand with gentleness and drop the effort, knowing that the power of your own intention, your power of your own intention does the doing here. And for a few final moments, expand even further. Expand into the galaxy. Expand, drop the effort, and just allow your intention for maximum expansion, including everything and everyone with gentleness and kindness and love to the uttermost edges of all known universes and beyond. Gently come back, open your eyes. For some of you, this might be so beautiful and nearly holy that you don't want to talk or do anything. That's okay. For those of you who would like to share your harvest, please, Michael, post in here the comment, which is our number 50, here, the 23. If you like to share your biggest takeaway, we have about time to hear one or two, but for all of you, please, if you like, share your biggest takeaway into the chat box for everyone to witness, because we will save this chat, and it's like the harvesting. What shifts have you experienced? What intentions today have been fulfilled? In which circle of the three we worked through do you feel more connected? Please share inside our chat box. And we have now time, depending how short you can be, for one or two. Anyone here would like to share? You don't have to, because I know the beautiful expansion is creating a space of silence, which is very beautiful and gentle. So you don't need to pierce that. Anyone the urge to share verbally? If not, Laurie says, connect to my body and money. Karen wrote, I feel more connected with the interconnectedness of all three circles. Oh, how beautiful. Linda said, I was surprised by what awareness came up and what I want to feel more into. Yep, ditto, me too, me too. Susan says, to explore where I'm not feeling connected on multiple levels and what I've been avoiding in each one. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, sweetheart, for going along with me. A final thing from my side, Michael will put into the chat box also a few links of free trainings and free offers I have for you to follow up if you like. You have all the links available when you save the chat box, which you can do. In the bottom part of the chat box are also three dots. Three dots are our friend. If you click on the three dots, bottom right, then you have an option to save the chat. Wait a few more moments so that you can read all the beautiful shares. Save the chat. I feel much more connected on all three levels. I feel connected more with you, and you here, and the ICF, our host here. Thank you so much for trusting me enough to giving me here the honor to guide you through this process. It's such a gift you gave me here today to premiere here the three circles of connectivity, and my heart reaches out to you, and my brain and I are super, super happy right now. And with that being said, I give back here to our awesome team, Nano and Michael from the ICF. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia, so much for sharing your wisdom. Yes, please let her know how grateful you are. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your knowledge and your experience with us today. So much takeaway. I have to work on my circles because I was trying to do the chat at the same time. So confession, everyone, I will be working on this offline. But thank you, Sylvia. Like Sylvia mentioned, we placed some ways for you to connect with her. I also would like to remind you of some upcoming events that we have. On Tuesday, April 6th, we are very fortunate to have another quality presenter, Timothy Tiriaki. He's the founder of Maslow Center for Executive Leadership, and he's going to be joining us. And the topic Timothy will cover is coaching for self-actualization, applying Maslow's hierarchy of need to the COVID era. And he'll be spending time with us again on April 6th, and that's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then also, I just wanted to remind you of our book club. And during the book club, that will be on April 8th at 6 p.m. And we are discussing one of our past presenters' books. The title is The Advice Trap. If you haven't read it, it's a very good book by Michael Bungay-Stanier. And we're going to continue that discussion. And of course, all of this can be found on our ICF Orange County website. And you can register for events there. And I'm going to place, Nanor already replaced it. And I've got this one here for Timothy's that Sylvia provided for us. So thank you so much, Sylvia. Once again, I want to thank you all for being with us here. And please, anything that you have that you'd like to type into the chat to share or encourage Sylvia with, or anyone else who's here, we would greatly appreciate that. Sylvia, once again, on behalf of ICF Orange County chapter, we thank you so much for being with us, sharing your gifts with us, and we appreciate you so much. Thanks for the opportunity to work on connection in these 3 circles. So we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe and love and be kind. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is awesome, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvia. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.